Hello Year 1, it's our last lesson of the half term this week and we are looking at Allah. Remember, we're looking at Islamic or Muslim beliefs about God, and we've covered so much this half term that what I wanted to do today is spend a bit of time remembering what we've gone over, covering it again so that you're really confident about it, because when you go up through the school into Year 2 and Year 3 all the way to Year 6, everything you've learned today or this last half term is going to be so important to understanding RE, so important to understanding what it is that Muslims believe and why they do some of the things that they do and why they have certain practices like prayer and reading the Quran. And next year you'll get to learn about Muhammad and the Hajj and all sorts of things, but all of that relies on you understanding Islamic beliefs or Muslim beliefs about God. So let's make a start. We're going to cover each of the 5 lessons that we looked at, and then I'm going to test you on some of the important words that we've learned this half term. Now, this was lesson 1, and this was actually recapping what we'd done back in September. So having a look at this, I wonder if you could tell me anything about some of the pictures that are on here. You don't have to worry, just shout it out at the screen. I can hear you. Yeah, excellent. So the star and the moon at the top there, that's the symbol of Islam. And you might see it on some flags. You see it on the flag of Turkey and the flag of Pakistan. It's a very, very important symbol. So if you're out and about and you see that symbol, you know that you're looking at something related to Islam. And this here, this is the Arabic script. I wonder if you can remember what word this is in Arabic. This is the word Allah, which is the Arabic word for God. God in the Islamic religion. So this is the word Allah written in Arabic, and it doesn't look like the English script that we use in school because it's a different language that has a different alphabet. And up here on the left I've got a picture of some wind. Why was that? Why would I include a picture of some wind? We're talking about religion, aren't we? It's because Muslims believe that Allah is like the wind. We can't see the wind necessarily, but we can see the effects that the wind has. So they can't see Allah, they can't touch Allah, but they can see that the effects that Allah has on their lives. At least that's what they believe. Now, not everyone believes in Allah, not everyone is religious and believes in a God at all, but Muslims all believe that Allah is real and exists and has impact on their lives. And then finally we've got this man painting, but he's got a big cross through him, and that's because Muslims don't believe that they have the ability to paint Muhammad or God, because they are such special characters. They are so special that you cannot give them you can't paint them accurately. You would never be able to do that, so they don't even try. It's not something that they do. Now, this was lesson 2, and lesson 2 we looked at creation. Creation of what? Creation of a mug, creation of a pencil. No, we looked at creation of the whole universe. And Muslims believe who is responsible for creation? That's right, Allah. So Muslims believe that Allah created the stars and the sun and the moon and the planets and the earth. And then Allah created angels to go between earth and heaven. And then Allah created the land and the sea on the earth and all of the animals and insects and fish and birds. And then the last thing that Allah did was that they took 7 piles of earth from all across the world. And what did Allah do? What was the last thing Allah made? Yeah, human beings, okay? So Allah made human beings in a very special way. Not just like they made animals, not just like they made birds, but they took a stop, they took a break, they took these 7 piles of dirt from around the world and they shaped human beings. So that is the Islamic or Muslim belief about creation. That Allah, because Allah is all-powerful, Allah can do anything at all, created the entire universe, but the last thing that they did was that they created human beings, which shows that human beings are a special category of people, a special category of things in the world. Wonder what these images remind us of. This was the lesson we did looking at stewardship. Now, being a steward means looking after something. And we said that if someone made you a really special toy and took time to paint it and lovingly handmade it, you would want to be a good steward of that toy. And Muslims believe the planet is a bit like that. So Muslims believe we have to be good stewards of our environment, of our planet, in order to make sure that Allah is happy with us. So we can't just go out and chop down trees whenever we want, or flood towns, or put pollutants, so put pollution into the atmosphere. No, Muslims believe that we have to look after the world just like you might look after some of your belongings. And so this lady on the right here, she is out campaigning and protesting. It says poverty, climate change, injustice made a difference, question mark. And they are campaigning against climate change. They're campaigning against bad environmental change. So they are looking after the world. They are being good stewards of the world that they live in. And there are lots of ways that you can do that. You can have solar panels on your roof. You could make sure that you get all your food from organic places, all sorts. And so Muslims have to think about that when they're living their lives. How are they going to be good stewards looking after their world? Now, lesson 4, one of my favourite lessons, was looking at Islamic art. And these are the 3 examples that we looked at the end of the lesson. We said these are 3 different things. Number 1 was repeating patterns. Do you remember why they used repeating patterns? Just shout it out. It's because they go on forever. And that shows that they believe that Allah, their God, goes on forever. Allah, God, goes on forever. So they use repeating patterns. And they use circles for a similar reason. A circle goes around and around and around forever. And then finally, something beginning with C. I would be mega impressed if you could remember this word. This is what we're looking at here on the right and in the middle. All 3 of these actually have it in there. In Arabic, it's called calligraphy. And that's very special writing. It's writing that takes a lot of time to do. It's writing that doesn't, you wouldn't necessarily write like a shopping list in calligraphy. But when you're writing out the word Allah, or in this case, if you're writing out text from the holy book, from the Quran, you do that using this calligraphy. Okay, calligraphy. Remember that word. So we've got repeating patterns to show that God goes on forever, wheels to show the same thing, and then calligraphy that shows how special these verses from the Quran are to Muslims. And then finally, we looked at communicating with God. So how do Muslims have a conversation with Allah who they can't see or touch? Well, they pray. That's what they do. And prayer is found across lots of different religions. In Islam, prayer is called salah. And often Muslims will pray 5 times a day, which is a lot, 5 times a day. And before they do that, they do this, which is wudu. And that's where they go through a certain routine or ritual of cleaning their hands, their face, their arms, their feet, their hair, getting ready. Let me just fix my microphone. Getting ready to pray. So they do wudu, and then they pray 5 times a day. And they follow this lady here, this silhouette. She's following the set routine, what's called a rak'ah, of prayer. Great. Now it's over to you. I want you to shout out to the screen. How many of these words can you define? How many of these words do you know? Because if you know even one of these words, you're doing absolutely incredible. Better than a lot of people your age. But if you can tell me what all 6 of these words mean, you will be an absolute RE superstar. You will have done so well. So shout them out on the screen for me. I'm listening. Oh, I heard that. Yeah, brilliant. Perfect. Amazing. Wow, incredible. Allah, the Arabic Muslim word for God. Prayer, salah, the way that people who are religious communicate with God. And salah is the Muslim Islamic prayer to communicate with Allah. Wudu is the preparation, the washing of the arms, the face, the hair, the ears, the neck, and the legs before, the feet before going in to pray. Creation. In this way, it means when Allah, according to Islamic belief, created the world, animals, humans, angels, moon, star, sun, everything. That's creation. Stewardship. That means looking after what we've got. Whether that's a toy, but in a religious sense, it means looking after the world. Whether you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, Zoroastrian, you believe that the world was created and you believe that you have to look after it. That's stewardship. And calligraphy is that incredible fancy writing. It's one way of putting it, isn't it? Fancy writing that shows the importance of the Quran in Islamic belief. Writing in Arabic. Wow. we really have covered a lot this half term. I hope you found it interesting. Next half term, we're going to be going to Christianity, looking at the incredible story of Easter and the Bible. So hopefully you'll join me after half term. I hope you have a wonderful break, year one. It was lovely to teach you this half term, and I'll speak to you later. See you later. Bye bye.